Okay, I am back and I'm doing something other than a snuff review. I wanted to talk about something that's been going on and want to get you all's opinion of it. But first, I'm going to a pinch of this is McChrystal's chocolate. Have you seen my review on that? I really am liking this one. Currently, this is my favorite snuff to have along with coffee, which I've actually got a hot cup of coffee now. If you see my other reviews, a lot of times I'm drinking cold instant coffee. So, get started. Maybe our, I guess, community is a little bit different than I think what everybody else is used to. Here, snuff is actually pretty popular. It's maybe I don't know if mainstream is the right way, but in Shul or Shabbos, I saw at least four different people had, 4 or 5 had, other than myself, were using snuff, or having had their own tins of snuff, and a bunch of other people were taking from that as well. I mean, I usually have a few snuffs that I take with me, and I leave them out for people to take. And once in a while, one of my sons will go around with 2 snuff boxes. It's usually ones that I'm trying to get rid of. Right now, I have a small tin of McChrystals, which is not exactly the freshest. McChrystal's original and genuine, and orange tangerine from Jackson's, that I put into a Wilson snuff box that I want to put something else in that snuff box, so I'm trying to get rid of that. And so they go around with that and offer it to the different people in the show. But I have a rule. I also I sell a lot of the snuffs that I get, so it helps me to pay for the shipping and bring more, I guess, quality snuffs to the community here. Usually what we have is maybe a few Wilsons of Cheryl's. Everybody almost thinks that J.H. Wilson's medicated, that's the original snuff. They don't really know about anything else or about the Israeli over-scented snuffs. That's what we have here. So anyway, I'm kind of like, I am bringing a lot of snuffs. Like I had my 20 tins that I ordered from Tok, and I have a bunch of others from the Crystals. I've got a lot of snuff here, and a lot of them I try to sell to my friends here, so they can use better, what I would consider better quality snuffs. So anyway, I sell my snuffs and I also pass them around, but I have a rule that I don't let anybody I only sell and I only let people take if they are married. So that might seem like a bit extreme to you, but in our community, usually everybody's married before 25. If you're a man, you're married before 25. That's considered late. Most guys are married around 18, 20, something like that. Why I have that rule is, one is I don't think, first of all, it's illegal to give people tobacco products under 18, but I'm not going to go around and check people's IDs. So in our community, you dress different after you're married, so you can tell who's married and who's not. So if I'm giving my kids to go around, or if sometimes they'll sell for me, they know quickly how they can tell if somebody's married or not. The other thing is I don't like that kids should be using snuff. I think in our communities we started using snuff was that it was a way to use tobacco, like a cigarette replacements that you can use on Shabbos where smoking is not allowed. So when I see a kid using snuff, it's to me like watching a kid walk around with a cigarette. I mean, it's something it's kind of disgusting. So it's something that's been going on. Usually, my thing is that if somebody buys a married person buys and he gives to their kids, that's like his fault. It's his problem, you know. But for me, my snuffs, I don't sell to kids. I don't sell to young men, and I don't let my kids, if they're walking around passing out, I tell them that they're not allowed to give to anybody who's not married. So that's usually, so what that really means is they're not allowed to give it to anybody that's uh, that's young, that's under a certain age. I think that's fair. I think that makes sense. Um, so last week, one of my sons was going around passing it, and he said that uh, that two Bechorim, which are people that are not married yet. I think one was about 20, and one's maybe younger, but like I said, I have my rule that you're not married, you don't take snuff. And they snatched it from my kid, and they took it. And then they said, this is the snuff. He says, we know that your dad doesn't like people, that doesn't let Bechorim use snuff. And they're taking it. And then after they took it, they told him, this isn't good snuff anyway. So it just shows how ignorant they are. But one thing is that I didn't like that they stole. So for me, that's considered stealing. They're taking something that something of mine that they know that I don't want them to take. So I let a week go by, and I thought about whether I should say something to their father or not. And this week I said I should probably say something, because I saw that his little. I know that his kids, he has about the one that's about probably a 13 that I've seen using, and I saw one of his little kids, which I think is probably 5 years old, but maybe less than that, was also taking snuff. I mean, he's not working around with his own tin, but he's taking from somebody else. And I thought I should tell them, explain to them. I think the people, a lot of the people that are using here don't really know what's going on. They just think it's something for a nice smell. Right? They don't understand that there's nicotine in it. They don't understand that nicotine is addictive. So what I told him is that I told him he can believe what I say or not, to decide what he wants to do. But I told him, like I said before, that snuff is a nicotine replacement, and it makes changes in your brain. And I said one of the benefits of snuff over cigarettes is that it's absorbed slowly. So I didn't talk about addiction, but it's absorbed slowly, so you don't get the addiction. But the downside of that is if a kid takes it, it stays with him for a while, and the changes are going to happen to his brain. Also, until about 25, your brain is still growing, it's still changing. So I don't think it's right to mess with somebody's brain until it's finished growing. One is that they don't have the understanding to make their own decisions on what they're doing to harm themselves. And the other thing is that when you're messing with something while it's still growing, you can mess up the growing. So I told him that. Maybe kind of faces like I don't know what I'm talking about, or maybe I'm doing, being too extreme or whatever. And the type of person I don't like to tell other people what to do, especially not how to raise their kids. So, but I think that he should have the information to make his own decision and decide whether he wants to. I'm not going to step in and tell him not to do it, but I did tell him that I don't think it was right that his son would snatch from my son things that I don't prefer. This week I stopped passing around because of this, because I think it was not right. Didn't like what was going on. And also the whole thing about kids taking snuff, I think it's a lot of people are very uneducated about what it actually is. So now I'm thinking about maybe writing a letter explaining more about what snuff is. I mean, I've seen a lot of people doing really weird things with snuff. Like I think I've said in the past, I've seen people take a pinch and hold it in their finger and smell it for about a half an hour. So not really. I mean, eventually it will all get into your nose, but it's not really not getting the full effect of it. Or I've seen a lot of people just open it in, smell it, and put it back. There's that. You know what? I just get a little bit of an SP smell from this now. Interesting. What is the thing? They'll just smell it. One thing that actually annoys me with mine is I'm trying to get rid of all the one of the snuffs that I have in the snuff box so I can fill it up with something else, and they're just smelling it and not taking a pinch out, so it's never going to get used up that way. And anyway, one is I want to write a letter about what snuff is, how nicotine affects your brain. For sure, nicotine has good qualities too. It helps prevent Alzheimer's in older brains. It helps with concentration and focus. So that's one of the reasons that I use snuff. Easier on my stomach. It's a stimulant that's easier on my stomach than coffee, even though I like coffee. I like coffee with snuff together. So I want to write a letter to post up in our show about what snuff is, the ways to use snuff, and also why it's not a good idea to give snuff to kids. So I'm interested on what your thoughts are on this. A lot of the times when I've told other friends that I've seen their kids using snuff, and I told them, you know, maybe one of my friends was really very health conscious. I said, you know, it's probably affecting their brains. You let them take it once in a while. And he says, even in that small amount. That's usually the response that I get, even in a small amount. Well, the things that I've seen, a small amount of nicotine does change your brain. You have nicotine receptors in your brain, and once you take them, they start to grow. So I think, in my opinion, I know I'm not a doctor, but it's not really my field of expertise, but from the things that I've understood, yeah, in a small amount, it is going to affect you. So I want to know what your opinion is. Am I off? Should I just stay out of people's business, let them make their own bad choices? Maybe the letter's overkill. Maybe just going... I find when I go up to people individually, I don't like to get into people's business. I like I said before, I'd like to give them information, let them make their own decisions. Or should I just... I mean, I want people to enjoy good snuff. The people that want to use it, I want them to enjoy good snuff. And I want to be able to feel comfortable bringing my snuff out and let people try different things. But I feel really bad about when I see kids taking it. So maybe should get over it. Maybe you guys want to tell me get over it. You know, let people enjoy snuff. I'm not responsible for their kids. Or maybe I am. Maybe I need to... Like, my reasoning is I don't want it on my head that the kids taking snuff. So let me know what you guys think about this topic. If you have any more information that that you can pass me about the dangers of or the effects of nicotine has on a unmatured, it should be unmatured or immature brain, let me know in comments. Can subscribe if you think that I should do more videos like this, or I should just stick to the snuff reviews. Also let me know. Support the channel buying stuff with the links in the description, and thanks for watching.